The frozen frontier Kargil and its strategic significance. Kargil. The name itself evokes images of snow-capped peaks, icy winds, and treacherous terrain. Situated in the Ladakh region of Jammu and Kashmir, Kargil is more than just a geographical location. It is a sentinel guarding India's northern frontiers, a strategic linchpin in the complex geopolitical landscape of South Asia. The Kargil sector, overlooking the Srinagar-Leh highway, holds immense strategic importance. This highway is a vital lifeline for Indian troops stationed in Ladakh. Control over the high ground in Kargil gives a military advantage. It allows for the observation and domination of enemy movement. Throughout history, Kargil has witnessed numerous conflicts and skirmishes. Its rugged terrain and unforgiving climate have tested the limits of human endurance. In the summer of 1999, Kargil became the epicenter of a conflict that shook the Indian subcontinent. It brought India and Pakistan to the brink of war. Betrayal on the heights, Pakistan's infiltration. The seeds of the Kargil conflict were sown in deceit and treachery. In the winter of 1998-99, under the cover of snow and secrecy, Pakistani troops infiltrated across the Line of Control, or LOC. The LOC is the de facto border dividing Indian and Pakistani-administered Kashmir. They occupied strategic heights in the Kargil sector. This was a clear violation of the Simla Agreement. This agreement was signed by both countries in 1972. Pakistan's objective was to sever the vital Srinagar-Leh highway. This would cut off Indian troops in Ladakh. They also aimed to internationalize the Kashmir issue by highlighting the alleged human rights violations by Indian security forces. The infiltration was a calculated gamble by Pakistan. They hoped to exploit the perceived lack of preparedness on the Indian side. The harsh winter months usually saw a thinning of Indian troop deployments at high altitudes. India's response Operation Vijay and the uphill battle. India's initial response to the intrusion was one of measured restraint. It did not want to escalate the situation into a full-blown war. However, as the scale of the Pakistani infiltration became apparent, India realized that a firm response was imperative. Operation Vijay, meaning victory, was launched by the Indian Army to evict the intruders. This was a challenging task. The Pakistani forces were entrenched on dominating heights. They were armed with sophisticated weaponry. The Indian Army faced an uphill battle, literally and figuratively. The terrain was treacherous, the enemy well-equipped, and the stakes incredibly high. Yet, the Indian soldier, undeterred by these challenges, displayed extraordinary courage and resilience. The Battle for Tiger Hill, a saga of valor. The Battle of Tiger Hill stands out as one of the most fiercely fought battles of the Kargil conflict. Tiger Hill, a strategically important peak overlooking the Srinagar-Leh highway, had fallen into enemy hands. Recapturing Tiger Hill became a matter of national pride for India. The Indian Army launched a daring assault on the enemy positions. They fought with indomitable spirit and unwavering determination. The battle raged for days, with heavy casualties on both sides. The Indian soldiers, often outnumbered and outgunned, displayed exemplary courage and tactical acumen. Finally, after a relentless assault, the Indian tricolour was hoisted atop Tiger Hill, marking a decisive victory. Section 5. Taloling. Reclaiming lost ground. The Battle of Taloling was another key engagement in the Kargil conflict. Taloling, a strategically important peak overlooking the Dras-Kargil road, was critical for maintaining the supply lines of the Indian Army. Pakistani forces had captured Taloling, aiming to disrupt Indian supply routes. The Indian Army launched a fierce counter-offensive to recapture the peak. The battle for Taloling was characterized by fierce hand-to-hand combat and artillery duels. The Indian soldiers, braving heavy enemy fire, fought with tenacity and courage. After days of intense fighting, the Indian Army recaptured Taloling, inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. This victory was crucial in turning the tide of the conflict in India's favor. Section 6. Air power to the fore. The Indian Air Force enters the fray. Realizing the need for a swift and decisive victory, India decided to unleash the might of its Air Force. This decision was not taken lightly. Using air power so close to the line of control could escalate the conflict. However, the Indian Air Force, operating under strict rules of engagement to avoid escalation, played a pivotal role in turning the tide of the war. Mirage 2000 fighter jets armed with laser-guided bombs pounded enemy positions with pinpoint accuracy. The use of air power proved to be a game-changer. It significantly degraded the Pakistani Army's capabilities. It helped the Indian Army advance on the ground. Section 7. International pressure and Pakistan's withdrawal. As the conflict escalated, international pressure mounted on Pakistan to withdraw its forces from the Indian side of the line of control. The United States, under President Bill Clinton, played a key role in diffusing the crisis. Pakistan, facing international isolation and mounting military pressure, was forced to withdraw its forces. This marked a humiliating defeat for Pakistan. It exposed the futility of its misadventure. The Kargil conflict exposed the duplicity of Pakistan's claims of supporting the Kashmiri people's right to self-determination. It showed that Pakistan was willing to use military force to achieve its objectives. Section 8. The aftermath, a victory marred by loss. The Kargil conflict ended in a decisive victory for India. It showcased the indomitable spirit and unwavering courage of the Indian soldier. But the victory came at a heavy price. Hundreds of Indian soldiers made the ultimate sacrifice for their motherland. They etched their names in the annals of military history. The nation mourned their loss. It honored their supreme sacrifice with solemn reverence. The Kargil Vijay Diwas, celebrated annually on July 26th, commemorates the victory. It pays tribute to the fallen heroes. It reminds us of the sacrifices made by our armed forces. Section 9. The Kargil conflict and international relations. The Kargil conflict had a profound impact on international relations. It exposed the fragility of peace in South Asia. It highlighted the dangers posed by nuclear proliferation. The conflict also underscored the need for dialogue and diplomacy to resolve outstanding issues between India and Pakistan. It led to a greater international scrutiny of Pakistan's support for cross-border terrorism. The international community condemned Pakistan's role in the conflict. It called for a peaceful resolution of the Kashmir issue. Section 10. The strategic lessons of Kargil. The Kargil conflict provided valuable strategic lessons for India. It highlighted the need for constant vigilance and preparedness along the line of control. It also emphasized the importance of intelligence gathering and analysis. It underlined the need for modernizing the Indian armed forces. The conflict led to a significant revamp of India's defense posture. It resulted in the adoption of a more proactive and assertive military doctrine. Section 11. Kargil, a testament to courage and sacrifice. The Kargil conflict stands as a testament to the courage, valor, and sacrifice of the Indian soldier. It is a saga of extraordinary bravery and unwavering determination in the face of overwhelming odds. The conflict serves as a reminder of the human cost of conflict. It underlines the need for peaceful resolution of disputes. The legacy of Kargil continues to inspire generations of Indians. It reinforces our faith in the indomitable spirit of our armed forces. It reminds us of our duty to honor their sacrifices by striving for a peaceful and prosperous India.